Hello everyone, I'm sorry that I look so rough. Please excuse me. My name is Tiara Comer and I'm doing my video podcast for our social welfare class project. Let me just start off by saying I love the class. And to start off also, I interviewed my grandmother. Her name is Eva Pearl Comer and she is, oh gosh, like 67 years old. And I just interviewed her because my group we did a project, well, our project topic was on food stamps. We looked into more so the food stamp program and how it came about. And as you guys all may know, one great point that I hit in my paper is due to the Great Depression, a lot of families were forced in poverty, and so pretty much I know a lot of things were trying, to help families out and to rebuild the community or just society in general. They created a lot of different programs that help families that were in poverty. So I just wanted to start off by just pretty much asking her questions about what did she go through, how did food stamps help her out as well, because over time, of course, programs such as the food stamp program became available. I know the Food Stamp Act, was enacted in 1964. She herself experienced receiving the food stamps only a year after, so the timing was impeccable, in my opinion, because what are the odds that, food stamps will become available as soon as you're able or eligible to receive them? And so, my grandmother, she stayed on a farm. She had a lot of brothers and sisters. As I may say, she had about, well, I have in my paper the exact numbers, but she had like 10 brothers and 6 sisters. I know it's a lot of numbers and it's really awkward because I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but I really have a lot of aunts and uncles. They started off pretty much living in Alabama. They were in a small town called Ozark, Alabama. I have been there myself to visit just to look into where she was raised and her hometown. And so I do know a lot about, where she came from. And if you guys are unfamiliar, during that time, the Civil Rights Movement was also going on. So she did have a chance to just be in that scene. And they used to commute a lot back to Montgomery, Alabama, because there was a lot of more job opportunities there for them. So therefore, she did go there a lot, and it was just at the time it was very hard just because they had purchased the farm recently, and obviously that type of land costs a lot of money. They thought they could afford it, but in actuality they could not. So they did stay there for a few years. However, it was a low SES or socioeconomic status area. So a lot of people were in poverty in that area, and my grandmother resided in a farm that was on the town there. She was African American, if I haven't mentioned that already. She was single at the time as well that she purchased the food stamps, and she was a very religious person. Until this day, she still is. I know every time I visit her, she makes us wear dresses and everything to go to church. She makes sure that we are attending church every Wednesday evening and Sunday morning, and sometimes even Sunday evenings. And I've even also caught her on weekends when we have like revival week, so she will attend every day. But she's a lovely woman. She lived a healthy life. She got to a point, now that she's older, she does experience problems with thyroid, but till this day, she still carries on a good spirit and she is happy. Now, during that time, she did not have a college education. She graduated from high school. However, college, of course, was very expensive because until like even this day, we know that college can be a very expensive task or expensive thing to take on. So she was not able to attend college, but she did have dreams to open up her own shop, which she was able to do eventually. So she just took her time. She tried to look for work just anywhere that she could. She eventually she was able to help out in a floral shop where this was after receiving the food stamps, but in the meantime, she applied for them. The only reason why she applied is because she had heard a lot of her friends talking about them, because during that time, a lot of people were going through the same thing. So she was able to apply for them by just asking her friends. She went to the government, she took the documents necessary. When I interviewed her, she didn't really remember detail by detail, but she gave me as much as she could because She said she remembered enough to talk about it, but not enough to give me specific details. But she said that she did go through the process of applying. She does remember it being a very tedious process, for the simple fact that a lot of people were going through the same thing. So they just wanted to make sure that they were rewarding, or I guess approving the accurate amount of people for the food stamps. So she started off just pretty much making sure she had everything she needed, because I know that if you forgot one thing at all, you were just, denied. So therefore, she did have to make sure that she had everything correct. She went and applied, and luckily she was granted $80 per month. With that, she was able to purchase food, and even back then, she was able to buy some toiletry items or necessities that were needed for the house. So that was great for her. And honestly, herself, she didn't need them personally. However, like I said, she had a lot of brothers and sisters. So therefore, she did it to help her mother out, my great grandmother. And honestly, now today, she said that even though it was only $80, it was just one step towards helping them become better people. So that's pretty much all that was with that. And I hope that was enough to say, but the food stamp program really did help out a lot, and that just goes to show that when social workers reach out to help out or advocate for different things or different programs that could benefit people, they really do benefit them in the future.